If you're anxious about selling your current home before you found your next perfect place, you're absolutely not alone. That fear keeps many families stuck, but there is a smart way to explore and even secure your next home without listing your current one first. I'm going to show you how to navigate that whole process without stress so you get the seamless move you want for your family. Here's the big problem I see. People are feeling stuck. It's a situation I see constantly with families here in the Des Moines Northwest suburbs. You've outgrown your home, the kids are sharing rooms, you're working from the kitchen table, the yard is not big enough for the dog, let alone a swing set. You know it's time to move, but then the questions start piling up. What if I sell and can't find anything? What if we have to move into an apartment for 6 months? What if we make an offer on our dream home and our current home doesn't sell in time? Obviously, these are valid questions. The fear of being caught without a home, or worse, paying for 2 mortgages at once, freezes many families in place. I've watched couples who are ready to move in January start sitting in the same house following fall because they could not figure out how to make the timing work. Here's the truth. The timing problem is real, but it is also solvable. And the families who solve it are the ones who stop waiting and start planning. That is exactly what I help people do. The first thing I tell every move-up family before we even look at a single listing is this: you have to get pre-approved. No, I don't mean online pre-qualified. I mean pre-approved. There is a big difference. Pre-qualification is a quick estimate based on what you tell your lender. You make $400,000, they're gonna believe that, right? A pre-approval means a lender has actually reviewed your income, your assets, your credit, and your current home's equity, and they are ready to back it up. That pre-approval letter is your permission slip to shop with confidence. Here's why it matters so much in the Des Moines Northwestern suburbs: because they are competitive. When the right home comes up, and it will, you need to move as quickly as possible. Sellers want certainty, and a strong pre-approval letter tells them you are a serious buyer and you can close. It gives you negotiating power from the very first conversation. I had a family last year who had been casually browsing Zillow for about 8 months. Then they finally got their pre-approval done and we started actually looking. Within 3 weeks, we found a 4-bedroom home in Johnston, exactly what they wanted, certainly the right school district, a great lot. Because they had done the pre-approval work, we submitted a strong offer the same day the home hit the market. We got it, and there was no drama. Without that pre-approval, they would have had to spend another 2 days scrambling to get their financials together, and the home would have been gone. You can't skip this step. Once you have your pre-approval in hand, you need to know your actual buying power. And that is about way more than just the purchase price of your next home. Start with your equity. What is your current home worth today and what do you owe on it? The difference is your equity. And that is the fuel that powers your move-up purchase. Homes in these Northwest suburbs have appreciated significantly over the last several years, which means most families sitting in a starter home have more financial power than they realize. Next, factor in your down payment target. A lot of move-up buyers use the equity from the sale as their down payment on their next home. Your loan amount, your monthly payment, and how competitive you can be in an offer situation. Then we have to look at the full cost picture for the communities you are targeting. In Johnston, Ankeny, and Urbandale, for instance, property taxes, HOA fees, and the age of the home all affect your monthly cost. A $500,000 home in one neighborhood might cost you significantly more per month than a $500,000 home in another, once you factor everything in. And do not forget closing costs. Budget roughly 2 to 3% of the purchase price. The bottom line, sit down with the lender and a spreadsheet and build out the full picture before you fall in love with the home. You have to know your numbers. It turns anxiety into clarity every time. If the last few minutes saved you even one wrong decision about buying and selling a home, imagine the value of getting consistent, clear advice. Getting this process right means avoiding stress, wasted time, and thousands of dollars. You need to subscribe to this channel. My next video builds directly on this one. I'm going to show you how to find your dream home while your current one is still on the market. You don't want to miss it. Okay, let's say you found a home you love in Johnston. but your current home is not yet listed. How do you make an offer without losing your house or taking a massive financial risk? Serious questions that are asked a lot. This is where contingent offers come in. A contingent offer means your purchase of the new home is contingent or dependent on the successful sale of your current home. It protects you as the buyer. If your home does not sell, the deal does not proceed and you get your earnest money back. Here in the Des Moines Northwest suburbs, the market has normalized compared to the frenzy of a few years ago. That actually works in your favor. We are seeing fewer situations where sellers have 5 competing offers with no contingency. Sellers in this environment are more willing to work with the contingent buyer, especially if you price your current home correctly and have a tight timeline. Now, there are a few things that make that contingent offer stronger. You need to get your home market ready before you make that offer. If the seller knows your home is in great shape and will sell quickly, their risk goes down. Set a short contingency window, 30 to 45 days, and price your current home right from day one. Overpriced homes stall. A well-priced home in Johnston or Ankeny can sell in a week or 2. I worked with a family who found their dream home in a Johnston neighborhood they had been watching for 2 years. Their current home was not even on the market yet. We wrote a contingent offer, negotiated a 45-day window, spent the first week prepping their current home, listed it on a Thursday and had an accepted offer by Sunday. And both closings happened within 4 days of each other. Contingent offers are not a long shot. When you execute them correctly, they can actually work. Timing is not about guessing the market. It is about understanding it. In Des Moines, spring and early summer are historically the most active selling seasons. If you want to be in a new home by August, you need to list your current home somewhere between February and April. The 100 days after spring break to July 1st is the hottest time of year. Right now in the northwest suburbs, there's good inventory depending upon your price point, which is good news for sellers. Your home is competing against fewer options, but it also means buyers need to move quickly when something good comes on the market. Here's what I tell families. Start preparing your current home to sell 3 to 6 months before you plan to list it. Not because you're going to list it early, but because getting your home ready takes longer than people think. And doing it right makes a real difference in your sale price. And then while you're preparing your home, start seriously watching inventory in your target neighborhoods. Work with your realtor to set up a property alert. Drive the neighborhoods on the weekends. Go to open houses. Get a feel for what you can actually buy with your budget so that right home comes up, you recognize it immediately. The families who are most successful in move-up transactions are the ones who are prepared months before they make a move. They're not scrambling, they're ready. Okay, let me be honest with you. Sometimes, despite your best planning, a gap opens up between your sale closing and your purchase closing. It is not common when things are coordinated well, but it happens. The first option is a lease back. You sell your home and then rent it back from the new buyer for, say, 30 to 60 days while your purchase wraps up. This is more common than people realize and often the cleanest solution. You move once, you own your own timeline. The second option is a short-term rental. There are furnished apartments and corporate housing options in the Des Moines Metro that work well for a month or 2. It's not ideal, but far less stressful when it is planned in advance. The third option, one I always try to avoid, is moving twice, into a storage and a rental, then into your new home. It's expensive, it's exhausting, and it's hard on families with kids. My job is to coordinate the timing so this never has to happen. The key is to talk about contingency plans early. When you know your options, none of them feel catastrophic. It is just logistics, and logistics can be managed. Here's a mindset shift that changes everything for move-up families. Your current home is not the obstacle standing between you and your next home. It's the asset that gets you there. The equity you have built is your down payment. A strong sale price is what gives you leverage in your next purchase. So instead of treating your current home as a problem to get rid of, treat it like the financial tool it is and prepare accordingly. The improvements that make the biggest difference are not the expensive ones. Fresh interior paint in neutral colors is one of the highest return investments you can make before listing. Curb appeal matters more than people think. First impressions set the emotional tone for every showing. So mulch the beds, power wash the driveway, put a fresh coat of paint on the front door. Declutter ruthlessly. Buyers need to visualize themselves in your space, and that is very hard when every surface has covered things on it. And address obvious deferred maintenance. You have leaky faucets, broken fixtures, scuffed trims. These are small things that signal to buyers a home has not been cared for, which you don't want. These are not expensive renovations. They are smart, targeted preparations that reduce your days on market and protect your asking price. That directly funds your move-up purchase. You now know how to confidently find your next home before officially selling your current one. My goal is to help families in Des Moines move into their dream homes with less stress and more clarity. If you're thinking about making a move in Johnston, Ankeny, or Urbandale, or anywhere in the Des Moines Northwest suburbs, I'm here to help you build a real strategy, not just answer questions. Now, YouTube has picked a video for you based on everything you've watched so far. It's right here on the screen, and it's tailored to where you are in your home journey. Click it, and I'll see you over there.